Have you ever wondered what venture capital is and how it works? Well, let's dive into the world of venture capital, a realm where big ideas meet big money and dreams can become reality. Venture capital, often abbreviated as VC, is a form of private equity, a type of financing that investors provide to startup companies and small businesses. But these aren't just any businesses. The ones that attract venture capital are typically those with a unique proposition, a compelling business model, and, most importantly, potential for long-term growth. Venture capital isn't just about the money. It's about the belief in a concept, a product, or a service, and the conviction that it can make a significant impact. It's about taking a risk on an unproven idea because of the promise it holds. It's about investing in the future, today. Now you might be wondering, where does this venture capital come from? It comes from venture capitalists, who are usually wealthy investors, investment banks, and any other financial institution willing to take a calculated risk. These investors don't just provide capital, they also bring their expertise, their network, and their resources to help these startups scale and succeed. Venture capital plays a crucial role in the business ecosystem. It's not just about funding new businesses, it's about fostering innovation, driving economic growth, and creating jobs. It's about giving entrepreneurs the resources they need to turn their vision into reality. Without venture capital, many of the world's most successful companies would have remained mere ideas. Think of it as a seed that, when planted in the right conditions, can grow into a mighty tree. Venture capital is that seed, and the startups they fund, that's the tree. So, in simple terms, venture capital is the fuel that helps young companies grow. It's a high-risk, high-reward game, and for those with the grit, the determination, and the right idea, it can change the world. Now that you know what venture capital is, you might be asking, how does it work? Venture capital is a high-stakes game of risk versus reward, with venture capitalists betting on the success of innovative startups. It's like planting a seed and hoping it will grow into a towering tree. But instead of seeds, venture capitalists provide capital, and instead of trees, they're nurturing companies. Venture capitalists often invest in startups during their early stages when they have a promising idea but lack the resources to bring it to fruition. This is where venture capital steps in, providing the necessary funding to help these startups grow. The process of venture capital investing can be divided into various stages. The first stage is known as seed funding. This is the initial capital raised by a startup to fund its concept. It's called seed funding because it's the first bit of money that helps to plant the startup seed and get it growing. Following the seed stage, we move to the early stage funding. This is when venture capitalists invest more significant amounts to help the startup develop its product or service, expand its team, and begin marketing efforts. Then comes later stage funding, where venture capitalists continue to invest in the startup to help it scale, expand into new markets, or even prepare for an initial public offering or acquisition. Despite the high risk, venture capitalists choose to invest in startups because they believe in their potential. They see a spark in the startup's idea or team that convinces them it could be the next big thing. It's not just about the money. It's about believing in a vision and contributing to something that could bring revolutionary changes to the market. Venture capitalists aren't just investors. They're partners. They often provide startups with much more than just funding. They offer their expertise, connections, and guidance to help the startup succeed. Despite the risk, venture capitalists invest in startups because they believe in their potential to bring revolutionary changes to the market and generate high returns. You may be wondering, why is venture capital important? What benefits does it bring? Venture capital is not just about money, but it's a significant part of it. Think about a company starting from scratch, or a growing business looking to expand its operations. The initial investment required can be substantial, often beyond the reach of personal savings or traditional loans. This is where venture capital steps in. It provides the much-needed fuel to kickstart or boost a company's growth. But venture capital's benefits extend beyond just the financial aspect. When a venture capital firm invests in a company, it's not just writing a check. It's forming a partnership. This relationship often brings with it a wealth of experience and knowledge. Venture capitalists have been down this road before. They've seen successes, they've seen failures, and they bring this wealth of experience to the table. They can provide valuable insights and advice, helping to steer the company towards success. Venture capital can also provide a network of contacts. In the business world, it's not just about what you know, but who you know. Venture capital firms often have extensive networks of contacts in various industries. These can be invaluable for a startup looking to establish partnerships, secure contracts, or simply get its name out there. Moreover, venture capital can add credibility to a company. When a reputable venture capital firm invests in a startup, it's a vote of confidence. It signals to the market that this company has potential. This can be crucial in attracting further investment, securing contracts, or recruiting top talent. So, to sum up, venture capital is a lifeline for startups and growing businesses. It provides the capital needed for growth, but also brings experience, a network of contacts, and added credibility. It's not just about money, it's about partnership, knowledge, and growth. Venture capital not only provides financial support, but also opens doors to new opportunities for startups. So, why consider venture capital as an alternative investment? Well, let's delve into it. Venture capital stands out as an alternative investment due to its potential for high returns. Unlike traditional investments such as bonds or stocks, venture capital investments can offer exponential returns. This is because you're investing in a company during its early stages, when the cost of shares is relatively low. If the startup succeeds, those shares can significantly increase in value. Think about those early investors in companies like Apple or Amazon. They saw massive returns on their investments as these companies grew. However, it's important to remember that with high rewards comes high risk. Startups, especially in their early stages, can be unpredictable. Some may fail, while others may become the next big thing. This inherent risk makes venture capital a more volatile investment option compared to traditional ones. But for those with a high risk tolerance and an eye for potential, venture capital can be an exciting and rewarding investment journey. Venture capital isn't just about financial returns, though. It's also about contributing to innovation and growth. When you invest in a startup, you're not just buying shares. You're providing the capital that can help a small business transform into an industry leader. You're fueling the development of new products, services, and technologies that could change the world. You're playing a part in the success stories of tomorrow. Moreover, venture capital allows for a more hands-on investment experience. Venture capitalists often provide mentorship and strategic advice to the startups they invest in. This active involvement can be rewarding in its own right, as investors can directly influence the trajectory of the companies they back. So, to sum it up, venture capital is a unique investment avenue that offers the possibility of high returns, the thrill of risk-taking, the satisfaction of contributing to innovation, and the opportunity to actively participate in a company's growth. Venture capital provides an exciting opportunity for investors to be a part of a startup's journey and reap potentially high rewards. To wrap up, let's revisit what we've learned about venture capital. We've taken a deep dive into the world of venture capital, unraveling its complexities, its workings, and its benefits. We began by understanding that venture capital is a type of private equity, a form of financing that is provided by firms or funds to small, early-stage, emerging firms that are deemed as having high growth potential. These firms are often in the technology or biotechnology sectors, but venture capital is not limited to these industries. We then delved into how venture capital works. It operates on a high-risk, high-reward model. Venture capitalists invest in startups and early-stage companies, with the expectation that these companies will grow significantly. The venture capitalists provide funding, strategic guidance, and networking opportunities to these fledgling companies in exchange for an equity stake. This means that if the company succeeds, the venture capitalists stand to make a significant return on their investment. Next, we explored the benefits of venture capital. For startups, venture capital provides the much-needed funding to grow and expand their business. It also offers guidance and mentorship from seasoned investors. For investors, venture capital presents an opportunity to invest in the next big thing and potentially earn a significant return. We also discussed why venture capital is a great alternative investment. Unlike traditional investments like stocks and bonds, venture capital offers the potential for much higher returns. It's also a way to diversify an investment portfolio and to be part of exciting, innovative ventures. So whether you're a budding entrepreneur in search of funding or an investor looking for a high-reward investment opportunity, venture capital is a fascinating world to explore. It's a world that fuels innovation, fosters growth, and shapes the future of industries. Venture capital, with its high-risk, high-reward nature, is an exciting world that fuels innovation and growth in the business world.